Hello everyone. My name is Vignesh Nayak. I am from AG's Graham Awards, and this is Freemind Podcast. So, today we have a guest who has been an innovator, who has been an entrepreneur, and also has been recognized by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam as a change maker. From being a maker to helping the makers all over India, pan India, with the help of Riidl. We have the CEO of Riidl, Mr. Gaurang Shetty.
Hi.
So, how has the day been like actually today?
Yeah, it has been a busy day and looking forward to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. So, starting from Riidl, I just wanted to know how did you actually start with Riidl? आपने like Riidl start कैसे किया था? Like I think so from 2010 it had started, right? So वहाँ से actually like what inspired you to bring?
So when we were students, we faced this problem when we wanted to build projects which actually go out in the market. And we understood that there is always going to be a problem wherein we don't have resources. So making the most from the resources that we had. So that is something which we wanted to work on. And we started building projects from the canteen. So during this journey, we built a lot of prototypes, lot of projects. And few of them actually got out in the market. So in 2010 we were very new. We were just graduating from engineering. I think we just graduated from one year, and we were a part of this team for Formula Student. Like it's called Brand Racing. So it was a Formula Student competition where we built race cars, and we used to go to Germany. So yeah, that was right.
Okay. So like since you're a part of Orion Racing, so do you think actually helped in inculcating some values all over your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, definitely. So बोलते ना कि Orion Racing में हम लोग जब थे तब वो था कि कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम आ गया immediately उसको सॉल्व करेंगे, सब मिलके बैठ के डिस्कस कर लेंगे, that we will resolve it. So एक जो डर था, the problems they get done रहता है तो वो डर निकल गया. So if you throw anything at us, we will make sure that we make the most out of it and build things quickly. That was the confidence that we gained after being a part of Orion Racing.
Okay. So अभी like when we look at the OTT platforms, अभी जैसे pictures जो है where they show about the startup struggles, right?
Yeah.
So do you think it is actually reflecting the reality in some way, or is there something else which the normal viewers don't know about?
Yeah, so I think most of the aspects are covered in such series, which is very beautiful. But then I mean like there are different domains, different industries which happen with challenges. अगर मैं आपको बोलूँगा कि I am doing a startup in say biotech, I am building say microbiology, अपने microbiology से मैं bacteria बना रहा हूँ या microbiology domain से हो. And it might not be so fascinating for you because you might not understand that domain. Common man would not like have much interest. जैसे मैंने बोला कि Web3 है, कुछ भी new technologies है. I would talk about CRISPR. So इसका terminology नहीं पता तो वो मतलब क्या समझेगा web series देख के. So that's why these series are mostly based on things which are widely understood or accepted by people. So I think most of the aspects might not be covered, but then it gives a good perspective of what is happening. Like most of the things would be common, like say fundraising, marketing, team building, team में जो problems है, वो सब common. common.
So do you think कि वहाँ पे जब जैसे like OTT platforms पे आने लगे, plus we have Shark Tank as well, right? तो आपको लगता है कि this actually propagated to the startup revolution, or where do you think the actually revolution started, startup revolution?
So India में तो वो startup mindset बहुत मेरे से था. Like if you think about the mindset, like if you go out in any gully corner in India, you would see like aspiring people selling things. So ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं अभी लोग तो स्टार्टअप कर सकता हूँ, बिजनेस माइंडसेट तो था. बिजनेस माइंडसेट इंडिया में है. People who are street smart, they bound to sell things, they bound to open their shops, they bound to like set up their online shop also. So mindset India में पहले से ही, if you go out you will find like 100 people selling things. But then ये जो startup culture है, like that has been like more glamorized. Whilst like now we have these big financial shows like Shark Tank and all that. It is more in the mainstream now. But then if you observe these shows, typically they will also speak only about one segment, like saying D2C, B2C, जब तो directly customers को product समझ में आए. जैसे कि most of these products would be like in the FMCG domain, या वो chips बेचेंगे, या कुछ ना कुछ प्रोडक्ट होगा जो रिलेट होगा, घर घर में समझ में आएगा, और स्टोरीज होगी जो लोग रिलेट करेंगे. You would never see like say a term discovering company or farmer startup pitching, or say a person who is doing deep tech, say machine learning है, कुछ modules बना रहा है, वो तब लिख रहा है, वो जाके pitch कर रहा है. So that is very rare. Most of the pitches would be like in the D2C segment. So that is something, yeah, उनके format में ही fit भी होगा. So
वो भी है, like mostly जो commercially viable products रहते हैं वो.
but जो वो consumers को जो उनके users से जो viewers है, उनको वो कंज्यूम ही नहीं होगा. अभी वो घर पे मेरे मॉम डैड को वेब3 बोलूँगा तो वो क्या समझते हैं.
True. So वैसे अभी like Shark Tank में, even when we see Shark Tank, so mostly जो pitch करते हैं, they are really good at pitching. So coming to the next question, so अभी अगर मैं normal अगर एक startup कोई है, so which one would you prefer, being a part of Riidl? Like अगर एक startup है who has a great innovation, who has a great innovative idea, but they lack the marketing and business skills. But there is another startup who is having a average idea, but he has excellent marketing and business skills. So which would you think would catch an eye for the like even investors, ventures, even when you are a part of it? So
Yeah.
आपके हिसाब से क्या?
So this is a good question. So typically from Riidl's point of view, I would evaluate this, like we would evaluate the startup, or the community would evaluate the startups in terms of impact and let's scale both. Like say impact अगर होगा, so for example if someone is building a device or a solution which actually brings some drastic change in the current say healthcare system, or maybe it is improving a particular efficiency of a device, and that is solving some problems, say diabetes के लिए कोई कुछ बना रहा है, yeah, any other problem which is like not solved before, but it has to be some impact derived from it. So we usually get support from DST, Finite, DPT, and say Maharashtra State Government, MSIRS. So the most of the grants that we get from these government departments, so the grants are created to support entrepreneurs who typically won't get or won't raise money from VCs. Like SaaS product some लोग पैसा डाल देते हैं, अगर अच्छा हो तो product उसको मिल जाता. But then the gestation period for say a startup who is working in say a gene therapy or say drug discovery, वो बहुत ज़्यादा difficult है. So that's why like these funds are more suitable for entrepreneurs in this field, wherein they typically won't get a check from an investor जिसको immediately आ गया चाहिए, but they can get access to these grants, funds, and they can be patient enough for them to reach that stage. To उसमें clinical plans करना पड़ता है, manage करना पड़ता है, certifications लेना पड़ता है. So there is like a 3 years testing period for that company to at least go out in the market and prove himself.
Okay, so like ऐसा कोई startup है which has been a part of Riidl, like I believe so you have been up like in this journey for around 13 years. So have you encountered such a company who has a really great innovation, but like उनको बस like handholding की ज़रूरत थी in terms of marketing, in terms of market reach? So ऐसा कोई startup था which you feel like was such an idea or anything?
Yeah, so like there are many examples which I can share. Like say Square Up is one of the examples. So when we started with this idea, like we chessboard बना रहे थे, so the chess pieces would automatically move. So it was inspired from the movie Harry Potter. So in Bombay and Uncle one the students who were working with us at Riidl, and they were extremely intelligent. But then the problem statement was like very generic, because chessboard तो सबको पता है, like chess in most people know. But then now we were trying to think of something very unique when we were trying to automate the chess pieces. And people had seen Harry Potter movie, like there was a huge path before it existed. But then when we went out and we asked investors to like invest money in this particular business, and they were not takers, right? But then when we went out to customers in India, I mean they were not takers because it was very expensive. The board that we wanted to actually pitch, I think it was, we were asking around say 60-70K at that time. And then we realized that no, the market is not in India, the market is abroad, like in the North American region, and a lot of people from this region actually wanted to buy these boards. So these students actually traveled to so many events in India and abroad. They went to almost all these maker community events, maker fairs. Yeah, there they found that okay, yeah, this product can have a market, and then they did crowdfunding. They were the highest crowdfunded project from India. If you see in the hardware category, Square Up was on the highest crowdfunded project from India.
Oh, that's
they raised over $1 million in crowdfunding, and like they're a beautiful journey. They released their VC funding. They had like not validation from the customers. So yeah, like we have such use cases about the startups from the recently funded as micro degree. So they teach coding in regional languages.
Okay.
So again, like this is a big problem wherein students from tier 2, tier 3 cities, especially from cities where they don't speak English so fluently. Unlike Mumbai, you see like everyone would be well versed with English. But then they started in Karnataka and Mangalore, and they started teaching coding in Kannada. Now these students are well versed with Kannada. So now they are also getting skills wherein they are able to code and understand really that particular sort of code in their regional language. That makes them a learning quicker. So that is adding a lot of value and creating a lot of job opportunities. So we support such entrepreneurs. One of our startups that in Pocket is again getting a big impact. So they are in the fintech space, so they provide micro loans, credits to young graduates. So to college students or the just graduates who work and who also study. So they provide credits to young graduates. So these kind of startups create a lot of value in that ecosystem, and that's why we also are very charged up to support the entrepreneurs because they're creating a lot of difference.
Okay. So which is the first actually company who was incubated in Riidl?
So the first company was Gaurang. So Chitra was a founder. I remember like when we used to operate from the canteen, like he was one of the first few guys who came to us, met us. He was very good at developing apps, websites.
Okay.
And when we got the first space in engineering building, so he was the first of us to get a desk. Then we had like a table chair, it was an open space. So again, Gaurang is really extremely good. So I think they have more than 60 to 100 employees now in their company. They have office here in Vidyanyar.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So, Abhi, like actually, Riidl ka, is there any specific, style? I mean, meaning to say that Abhi, as you said, like mostly जो students community the, they started developing projects and you supported them.
Yeah.
From there to now, what is the difference and what is the journey being like?
So the big difference is that initially we did not have a community. Now we have a community of innovators, makers, entrepreneurs who can come and contribute. They come back to all our events. Like for example, we have these maker events. Maker Villa is one of our flagship events. So we have a lot of innovators who have been a part of it. Naming a few dignitaries also, like say we had Sormancho, we had Kunal Kapoor, and we had like a lot of these dignitaries who came interacted with our innovators. That added a lot of value. Like the previous years in Maker Villa, we had one of our keynote speakers who was Ashish Imrajani. He was a moderator of the quiz show. I still remember when we had like more than 600 people filled in a 400 seating auditorium. And a lot of innovators reached out to us like, hey, can we just speak to Ashish? And they actually, after the event, they met Ashish. They had a good interaction with them. So on these one things add a lot of value. These community of entrepreneurs, they come back, like say for example, when we have pharmacies, Darwin, so who comes and who interacts with these innovative entrepreneurs, even though part of our communities. So like Mobile now had many of our startups, they mentor them in the hardware space. So these entrepreneurs now are the pillars of an incubator. They come and they spend time. They help a new batch of entrepreneurs understand like what we don't know. Typically, हमने जो mistakes किए वो मत करो. Something like that. So that community is a big difference that we have created. Apart from that, the government of India has been extremely supportive now. So considering, say, we have seed funds from TST, DPT, PIRAC. Initially, we did not have any of these. Now we have like our own seed funds. We also have like a Startup India seed fund. We have like a Maharashtra government support, like MSI, that's Maharashtra Street Innovation Society. So they have like their own set of funds. So entrepreneurs, innovators get access to these funds and apply. I'm also building prototypes. Saying innovator abhi aayega, he'll apply for an Nidhi Prayas grant if he has to build a hardware. When is some data? I think before that we were not even aware for these grants funds. I really don't know if they exist. So when we started going on the path of an incubator, then we discovered these grants funds. And now, if you see the last cohort that we had, within 20-30 days, we have more than 600 startups that applied for the fund, like the Nidhi Triple that we have. It's called the Nidhi Team Support Program. So we had to shortlist like 8 companies out of the 640 odd companies. We have a committee who actually evaluates these companies. So I think it is very like challenging for us because like we also are evolving every day.
So okay. So talking about Makers Mela. So where did this actually start?
So we as innovators, we participated in many exhibitions events. So when we made like Square Off, we actually traveled to almost all the IIT Tech Fest and almost all the events in India. So on these Tech Fest events in India. And once this like, I used to remember this site where there were like 100, I think more than 100 people standing in the queue to watch this chessboard in IIT Bombay. And then from there we actually discovered like many such events. In fact, we went to many international events. So most of these events were like Maker Faire Rome, Maker Faire New York. So Babel has then traveled like half the world with this chessboard, and that's how we got exposed to this maker community. And we actually discovered that there is a entire group of people who are very into building products and just putting it out there. So we in fact met the founder Dale, who was one of the keynote speakers at Maker Mela. So he started this concept called Make Magazine, and that's how we were introduced to that Maker concept. We tweaked it in our own way, and now we are we are more generic in terms of calling ourselves as a maker. So we do not focus on new technology makers. So we focus on makers from any domain, like say arts, craft, food, technology, any domain.
So basically, arts crafts जो आते हैं, like are those like startups or are those creators? Like
So it's a mix of creators. So we believe that like just by focusing on technology, we won't solve the problem. So if we are solving a problem, we need all the stakeholders of the society. So if I'm solving climate change, and if I'm not thinking about plants and animals, able towards surviving in our environment along with human beings, then that will be so unfair to climate change, right? If the population of all the animals used in life, wildlife animals are decreasing. So if we only cater to one aspect of the community, it won't survive. It won't survive. Like the community also won't make sense. So what we have done is we opened up the community to people who are in art, specifically design, who are in say craft, who are also like say we have a lot of artists who participate in Maker. We have a lot of painters who participate in Maker. We have like technology geeks. We have like our youngest maker was I think 7 years old, and the oldest one was 63 years old. So like you can see the variety of people participating in Maker.
So basically, there is no age limit as such.
Yeah, there is no age.
Yeah. So, Abhi, and also coming to the Makers Mela, like Abhi, I saw that probably this time also you're, inviting all the influencers as well.
Yeah.
And actually, who's doing this? Matlab, jo Makers Mela ka initiative hai, is
Yeah.
Riidl part of it, or is this like completely student run? Like how?
Riidl is specific to this entire activity, as students are running it. So we have like more than 300 student volunteers who participate. These are volunteers from across the country. They participate and they support the event, and they also help us find innovators from across the country. In fact, we have our own international innovators. If you go to makermela.com, you will see that we have more than I think 50 to 100 innovators every year from different countries, and more than 26 countries. I think So to be specific, last Makermela I had participants from more than 18 countries. So it's like getting a global exposure. We had more than 5 lakh Indian visitors on our website. So I think like most of these innovations, the community of makers, they are like organically spreading their information. Like, okay, hey, come here, let's be a part of this event. You will get to meet fellow entrepreneurs, fellow makers, and there's a lot of support. Basically, we call a lot of stakeholders. We call a lot of investors, government dignitaries, a lot of counselors from different, like people from different embassies also come. So it's so there's a lot of cross-pollination happening during the event.
Okay. That's great to know. And kabhi hona hai actually, Makers Mela is when is
So this year's Maker Mela will be from 16th to 18th January.
Okay.
Like in few days.
Okay.
And if we already have shortlisted 100 innovators will be coming and participating in the Maker event.
So काफी तैयारी चल रही होगी अभी like
Yeah, the students are like amazing and very cool and very bana diya.
Yeah, I actually when we had visited Riidl, I saw like most of the students were like active, बहुत ज़्यादा active थे क्योंकि even like अगर मैं like even when we had graduated, अगर मैं अपने academic curriculum की बात करूँ, it is not so much up to date, I would say, right?
Yes.
क्योंकि mostly हमें जो रट्टा knowledge mostly, right?
To be evolving.
So this is something which I see which could help the students also to come out of the comfort zone and actually gain the practical knowledge. Because mostly, like even when we were, working as formula student, with formula student, वहाँ पे practical knowledge ज़्यादा gain होता था.
Yeah.
So, like, आपके हिसाब से, what do you think that should be a change in the current academic curriculum? Like, if you had the authority, if you had the power, so आपके हिसाब से क्या change होना चाहिए which could be beneficial?
So I think जो ये बैरियर है ना कि फर्स्ट सेकेंड ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स इंटर्नशिप नहीं कर सकते या फाइनल स्टूडेंट तो सिर्फ इंटर्नशिप करना चाहिए या जॉब ढूंढना चाहिए, तो ये सब बैरियर्स पर ध्यान रखना चाहिए. लाइक हम लोग ने यहाँ पे एक पॉलिसी लाइक सजेस्ट किया था, लाइक स्टूडेंट्स कैन टेक पेपर्ड प्लेसमेंट्स. So I think few takers from the management institute. So one of the use cases I can share, there is a person called Shumam Goyal who was studying in the SIMSL, management institute here, which is the one college of management. So he was studying there. He wanted to start up idea, and he was not a technical person. Basically, every करा था. So was there technical knowledge था उसको था नहीं, like, and he wanted to start a tech business. Basically, what he was doing is he was trying to make the vending machine smart.
Okay.
So when he came, he told me, यार ऐसा कुछ प्रोफेशन हो सकता है कि मेरे को प्लेसमेंट्स नहीं बैठता है अभी, बट ये ट्राई कर रहे हैं और मैं 2 बार ट्राई करूँगा उसके बाद प्लेसमेंट फाइट होगा.
अच्छा.
So we made sure that this becomes a process in the management institute, and he was one of the use cases of that particular process. So today you ask him, Shubha, would you regret this decision? And he told, he met us like everyone he have reviewed so much, and he took like clearly like this was one of the best decisions I made. Otherwise I would have like beat
The way 9 to 5 job में रहते थे, like making something of their own is, sense of pride.
It's not like so many people think of success like कि मैंने series funding raise कर लिया या VC funding raise करे तो मैं successful हूँ. So that is not the case. Success is subjective. Like आपको जो लग रहा है, so for example, if he is able to survive, if he is able to survive his company for 3 years, and if he is able to go on a livelihood out of whatever he is earning, that is success for him.
Yeah.
And उसको हमने वही पूछा कि भाई तुम कितना कमाने थे अपने MBA peers से इक्वल, तो मैंने कहा उनसे कहीं ज़्यादा कमाने.
Yeah.
So that is success for him, right?
Yes.
We उसको बोलेंगे भाई तेरे VC funding नहीं मिला, तूने profitable company बनाई है, but क्या फायदा? So that's not something which we can judge. But then many people judge startups like that. Like, so we usually when we speak to founders, we tell them to keep an open mind. और हर फंडिंग के पीछे भागने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपकी कंपनी प्रॉफिटेबल बनाओ, मेक श्योर यू नो योर कस्टमर्स वेल, आइडेंटिफाई योर वांटेड, एंड आपका जो नॉर्थ स्टार मेट्रिक वो पता होना चाहिए भाई what is there in it for me, and what numbers do I need to know, and everything will fall into place. Everything eventually falls into place.
Okay, so when you're talking about like पैसे के पीछे मत भागो, like investments के पीछे मत भागो, right? So talking about that, and what common mistake do you find, because you have been on both the sides, like being you're also a founder for Innovate, I believe, right? So being a founder and also helping other founders, right? So what do you think which is common mistakes all the founders or a startup makes?
See, founders have to make mistakes. I mean, गलती थी अब सीखेंगे, but ऐसा है नहीं कि if you don't need to make mistakes intentionally, you need to learn from others and you need to know कि हाँ ये गलती वापस करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये लोग नहीं कर सकते. For example, if you're telling me कि XYZ मार्केट का टाइमिंग बराबर नहीं है, ये मुझे चेंज करना है, so now you need to accept the fact that it's not going to work there, and you need to pivot now, you need to make a new plan. So yeah, all the founders whom we also interact with, we tell them it's okay to fail. भाई नहीं चल रहा तो ठीक है, रहने तो try something new. So हम लोग खुद भी वो कर रहे हैं. ऐसे नहीं कि फर्स्ट टाइम पे सब पोटेंशियल देगा और सब कस्टमर्स पहले हमने पैसा भी देंगे. That never, like कुछ केसेस में होता है, but then that's not true with every case that we deal with every day. So I did give an example like for Square also, like when we started pitching or finding customers, the first few products which come out of the way, they had like so many elements in the board. This way, so there's a voice command with.
Oh, okay. But
so the command just pieces to move forward at the board would actually push the pieces forward.
Oh, okay.
जो था वो research हमने undo कर दिया, like these founders when they went out and spoke to the customers, they realized that उनकी ज़रूरत ही नहीं है features. So I think many of these things people discover when they actually go out in the field, spend few years, Frankly speaking, no investor or no advisor would have those insights. Other than it is they have done it themselves research. अगर मैंने खुद एक फिनटेक कंपनी शुरू की है अभी और मेरे पास एक साइजेबल अमाउंट ऑफ कस्टमर बेस है तो मैं इमीडिएटली आपको फिटिंग एडवाइस दे सकता हूँ इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग एट फिनटेक बट मेरे पास एक्सपीरियंस तो मैं तो इंडस्ट्री का एक जनरल पर्सपेक्टिव बता सकता हूँ बट अभी क्या चल रहा है जैसे आगे एनिकुलेशन क्या है वो जब तक मैं सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्टी में नहीं बताता और मेरी रिपोर्ट जो लेके करोगे तो वो भी शायद गलत है. So that's why we tether subject matter experts and mentors in our pattern. So currently for one patch, like the winter patch that we have over 70 plus, I think 78, 79 mentors on board signed up with us for the program.
Okay. So what is the view on AI? Like to jobs pay plus even Elon Musk when AI had commented on it, AI could be a path to destruction.
Yeah.
It's not in used in a wise way. So what is your view?
So पहला तो ये कि AI जो है like it's like very broad term and लोगों का job जाएगा नहीं जाएगा. So there are many debates on this. So I feel that people will evolve. So people will actually learn the tools on how to build solutions around AI or build AI. It's not like ये यहाँ सब job चलेंगे. आप कॉपीराइटर का जॉब बचाएंगे बिकॉज नहीं आई कॉपी राइटिंग कर रहा है सोशल मीडिया का जॉब बचाएंगे बिकॉज नहीं आई सोशल मीडिया बना रहा है ऐसा नहीं है देयर विल बी ऑलवेज सम काइंड ऑफ कस्टमाइजेशन और ह्यूमन एलिमेंट इन्वॉल्वड इन डूइंग थिंग्स या AI might make a good painting but then to explain the reason behind that painting or feel or emotions so वो करोगे ना टाइम है I think AI might take a while to make their own emotions or quantify or create feelings for that particular painting or artifact. So yeah, it is a gradual process, yes, but we will also be evolving, right, with time. And the second part is that yeah, it is very subjective. I mean, like if you tell me AI threat, so yeah, it can be threat. So if someone wants how to destroy a train, तो ChatGPT को पता चलेगा कैसे destroy करना है. So yeah, again, like there has to be policies, there has to be frameworks to make sure that these AI platforms or technologies have some guidelines. Yes, they have to be regulated at some in some context, but then it also has to be overread for development. Otherwise, you will never progress. So it has to go hand in hand. There has to be some policies, frameworks, which will, I think, eventually every country will have their own set of policies for navigating this AI issue. Yeah, but then there has to be development also. So I think in that span, those the policies are made in apps and a lot of companies popping up and making the most of it. Yes, I think currently ChatGPT is very popular and many students around me, like specifically, are using it to write their assignments to submit their
Mostly with the even अभी मैंने भी देखा था कि like even in Reels they used to show how like AI is being used to write lyrics.
Yeah, so it will be a part of mainstream work definitely. But then people also will evolve. People also will be smarter to do things which will complement the other profile. So they might having it around this AI situation and build solutions which actually facilitate the AI platforms. Like for example. It can be anything like saying, I'm reading a smart chessboard बना दिया. अब chess को एक नया dimension ही दे दिया. So this is also type of AI that we have, wherein the board talks to you, which speaks, it already studies like millions of moves and then recommends a move. So yeah, there will be a component where human element will be there, but it will go hand in hand. Yeah, but if they don't upskill yourself, then yeah, we were on a job. वैसा ही है.
वो है. अभी like have you seen Black Mirror like Netflix there?
Yeah.
So as you were seen like nowadays की वो जो technology related problems है like जो आगे future में हो सकता है.
Yeah.
It kind of shed the light on it and उस बारे में बात करता है.
Yeah.
So do you think that actually such problems may arise in the future? Do you think?
So it again depends, right? Like most of the movies like we have seen Star Wars, Star Trek, कितने सारे movies हैं. Like ये सारे जो sci-fi movies हैं, जैसे Iron Man भी है. So many of these movies like हमने एक बताया what to say was visualize किया. So many of these movies they like have so many gadgets, tools, which sparks some inspirational ideas in many of us. And then some of us are courageous enough to build solutions, build prototypes using those ideas. And I'm sure there might be innovators who might build solutions, say journalists for example. There are many innovators who we have seen in the maker community, like they are with some version of Jarvis on their own. For different applications, even then a sign language के लिए बनाया था. So he had like a variable. So it used to create gestures based on like सामने वाले का speech. So speech to gesture device बनाया था. So we have like people create और उसमें खुद का intelligence को नहीं क्या reply करना है वो बोलता था. So we had like innovators who had some kind of models like this. So I think it will depend on us as a society. How do we want to accept this innovation, or how do we want to deal with this particular innovation? Like I think a few years back, people were criticizing the metro band hai, rasta kharab hai, told hai. Now people are enjoying metro, right? In Mumbai, city people are trying to take my metro, but the traffic problem is not solved. That's the thing. So
ये घंटा तक नहीं है.
हाँ, वो घंटा तो ज़्यादा है मेट्रो बस से एयरप्लेन उनका जाएंगे ट्रैफिक से. वो मेट्रो से जैसे कुछ नहीं बहुत. So the population problem is still there. So how do we tackle that using AI? How do we tackle that using some other innovation? Was something which us as a society has to think and facilitate those entrepreneurs, innovators who are bringing good ideas for people.
So आपसे बात करके बहुत मजा आया. So क्योंकि काफ़ी हमने actually काफ़ी topics के बारे में cover किया, like being from the innovators to upcoming ideas to all the problems we have spoken about. So what would you say, or what would you advise to the upcoming entrepreneurs, innovators, and startups in general?
So it's like very simple. Dhanna shuru karne ka sabse best time abhi hai, because a lot of policies, like support systems available right now in the country. You see in like almost all the top institutions or all the educational institutes have some kind of a facility wherein they can support innovators, entrepreneurs. Even if you are not in college or if you are working somewhere, you can go and develop with these incubators, accelerators. जाके आप उनसे बात करोगे, आपको तो बताओगे आप ये problem solve करो. I think most of them will be welcoming you and helping you with your problems. And this is the best time to start, right? In fact, we tell students college में जो पढ़ रहे हैं अभी second, third year में कि अभी start करो. फिर वो तुम्हें ठीक है, you are still studying, you have your career ahead. So yeah, whoever is watching this, it's a good time to start now. The market is constantly changing. You will get good insights now. You will become more employable, or you might create employment for many. So yeah, start now, start fast.
So thank you so much for your time. We hopefully you would be joining in for Maker Mela as well.
Yep.
And on 24th of February, as we know, like we are having Gaurang Awards, where we recognize innovation. So basically, you are nurturing the innovation, we are recognizing the innovation. So hopefully, we will be joining for Maker Mela. So
yeah, sure. Looking forward to meeting you.
yeah,
Thank you.